Hello friends, in this lesson we're going to talk about prepositional phrases that describe nouns. So first, let's look at what a prepositional phrase is. A prepositional phrase is a preposition plus a noun phrase. For example, we could say at home. At is the preposition and home is the noun phrase. Even though it's only one word, it is still considered a noun phrase. Or we could say in my chair. So in is the preposition and my chair is the noun phrase. Or we could say on the kitchen table. On is the preposition and the kitchen table is the noun phrase. So prepositional phrases will always be organized like this. They will have the preposition first and then they will have a noun phrase after it. And the noun phrase could be one word or it could be many words because noun phrases can be very long. But the preposition always comes first. So prepositional phrases can do a couple of things. They can either add information to a noun, so we call them adjectival, so they work like adjectives because adjectives describe nouns. For example, if we say the cat in the bathtub is eating cake. So here, cat is the head noun, and this prepositional phrase in the bathtub is describing where the cat is, and in is our preposition. The bathtub is our noun phrase. So prepositional phrase in the bathtub is describing the noun. So that's the first thing prepositional phrases can do. They can describe nouns. The other thing prepositional phrases can do is to describe other things in a sentence. So they can describe many other things, such as the verb or other adverbials in the sentence. And we call these adverbial prepositional phrases because they work like adverbs. For example, if we say the cat is eating cake in the bathtub, even though the sentence looks almost the exact same and we're still using the same prepositional phrase in the bathtub, in this sentence, in the bathtub is not describing the cat because the cat is way over here. If it were describing cat, it would be right next to it, but it's not. It's at the end of the sentence, which means that it is describing the verb, where the cat is eating. So it's giving us kind of the same information, location, but it's describing a different thing in the sentence. In this sentence, it's describing the verb phrase is eating. So where is he eating cake? In the bathtub. In this video, we're going to focus on the adjectival prepositional phrases or the prepositional phrases that describe nouns. So prepositional phrases can tell us things like where or when something is, who or what it belongs to, what it has, who created it, or what it is for. And we're going to look at each of these types in this lesson. So the first one, prepositional phrases of place, tells us where something or someone is. For example, in, we can say the cat in the box. In the box is my prepositional phrase, in is my preposition, and it is describing where the cat is. On, we can say the cat on the books because it's sitting on the books. So on is my preposition, on the books is my prepositional phrase, and it's describing the cat and where it is. Or we could say the cat at the door. So at is my preposition, at the door is my prepositional phrase, and again it's describing where the cat is. In, on, at. These are three of the most common prepositional phrases you'll see, or prepositions. These are the three of the most common prepositions you'll see in English, in, on, and at. And they can be a little bit confusing. So what's the difference between them? So if we say in, we normally think of like a three-dimensional space, like in the box. So the cat has the box below it, above it, and on the sides of it. So it's inside of the box. On, we usually use with flat surfaces. So the top of the book is flat. That's why we can say the cat is on the books. And at, we normally think of it as a point in space. So we can say the cat is at the door because it's a point in the house. So in, on, and at. Some other prepositional phrases of place include the word under. So we can say the cat under the table. Under is my preposition, and the table is where it is. Between, the cat between the fires. So between is my preposition, between the fires is my prepositional phrase, and it's describing where the cat is. Or we could say by, the cat by the pumpkin. So by is my preposition, by the pumpkin is my prepositional phrase, and it is also describing where the cat is. There are many other prepositions that describe place or where something is. These are just 3 examples. We've also got prepositional phrases of time, telling us when something is. So again, just like the prepositional phrases of place, we have in, on, and at to describe time as well. So we could say holidays in December. So in December is telling us when the holidays are. Or presents on Christmas, on preposition, on Christmas, prepositional phrase describing when the presents are given. And at. So at midnight is the prepositional phrase describing the bells and when the bells are playing. So just like the prepositional phrases or prepositions of space, like where something is, the in, on, and at, it's got the same idea. So in we think of as like a 3-dimensional space, on as like a flat surface, and at as like a point. Now how does this translate into time? So if we use in for time, we normally use it for things like months or years, or we can even use it for weeks. The idea is that it's a time before and after a certain thing. So December is 31 days. I'm not quite sure off the top of my head. So there's days before and days after. So we would say in the month of December. On, we think of it as a flat surface. So you can kind of think of it as a day on the calendar. So we normally use on with specific days or dates. So we can say on Tuesday or on Wednesday or on Christmas because Christmas is a specific day. And then at we use with points in time. So we could say at midnight because that's 12 o'clock at night. We could say at 3 o'clock, at 5 o'clock. So it's very specific. Some other prepositions of time include before, like life before COVID. So before, prepositional phrase before COVID, and it's describing life. During, so during COVID, prepositional phrase describing, again, life. So we can say life during COVID, and life after COVID. So we can see the prepositional phrase after COVID describing life. So all of these are talking about times, and they're describing when in life we're talking about. We've also got prepositional phrases that tell us possession or origin, like who or what something belongs to or where it came from. The most common of these is the word of. So like, for example, we can say a basket of kittens. So of kittens, because the kittens belong to the basket, they're in the basket. And from, so we could say like death from above, because we're talking about where something is coming from. So the death is coming from above. That guy doesn't look nearly scared enough for what's coming at him. So these of prepositional phrases, oftentimes we can change the grammar a little bit and use the apostrophe S, the possessive. So if I say the house of mine, I could also say my house. That would be a possessive determiner. If I said the house of Mary, I could also say Mary's house. So these of prepositional phrases can often get changed into the apostrophe S possessives. We've also got prepositions of company or feature. That means who somebody is with or what they're with or what they have. For example, with. So we could say the fish with the cat. We could say the cat with an umbrella, or we could say the cat with a bow tie. So we're using this word with, but we're using it a little bit differently in each of these prepositional phrases. So if we say the fish with the cat is describing who the fish is with. So we've got a fish over here, and the fish is together with the cat. So they're two people or two animals together. Now, if we say the cat with an umbrella is describing what the cat has. Right? So he's holding an umbrella. Or if we say the cat with a bow tie is describing the cat, and it's telling us what the cat is wearing. So we can use with to talk about two people or things that are together. We could talk about with when somebody or something has another thing or when it's wearing another thing. Similar to this, we've got the word in. So we could say the cat in the hat. So in the hat is the prepositional phrase describing what the cat is wearing. So this is actually a children's book called The Cat in the Hat. So we could say the cat in the hat, or we could say the cat in the bow tie. So we could change this with to in if we wanted to, because both of these sentences mean that the cat is wearing something. We've also got prepositional phrases of authorship, and the main preposition for this is the word by. So we could say like the book by Dr. Seuss. By Dr. Seuss is the prepositional phrase describing who wrote the book. And we can see it right over here. We could also use this for artwork or other things that are created. And we've got prepositional phrases of purpose. And the main preposition for this is to. Now, technically, these aren't prepositional phrases, but they work like prepositional phrases in describing nouns. And you'll see what I mean here in a second. So we could say money to spend. So we've got the preposition to and the word spend. And to spend is describing the purpose of the money, what we're going to do with it. Now, these aren't technically prepositional phrases because a prepositional phrase is a preposition plus a noun phrase. However, if you look here, you'll see we have this word to, which looks like a preposition, and we have the word spend. But the word spend is a verb. So really, this is an infinitive, so to spend. However, it's working the same as a prepositional phrase because it's describing the money. It's just telling us the purpose of the money. So we could talk about money to spend. We could talk about time to kill, clothes to wear, stuff to drink, deals to make. All of these are describing the noun right before it and what its purpose is. So that's it for prepositional phrases that describe noun. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy your English.